All right, now we're fucking live. Because I know Uzi was bitching about the screen being black. He just sits in stream and doesn't talk. Yeah, that's typical KG fucking fashion.
That's facts.
All right, so we're gonna do this shit ass hat backwards. We're gonna start on predictions first, and then we could go into the rankings. Let me see if I'm streaming. Okay, I'm streaming the right channel to you guys. So first, we got CEA Open playoffs. The rest of this, whatever you want to fucking call it. Hold on, actually.
Miggs, you're a mess.
No, we might as well do the what's left of Premier playoffs too.
Oh gosh.
All right, so we'll start with Open. Davenport or A&M?
Or invite, you mean? Oh, Open.
I
Okay.
think Davenport wins that 2-1.
Davenport will win that. A&M will probably put up a little bit of a fight, but Davenport should win that in theory.
I think it'll be a 2-0, like close maps.
Yeah, I think it'll be close maps. I think Davenport's still 2-0.
We got Edinburgh and ASU.
Nah,
ASU.
ASU's gonna
Bro,
win.
Edinburgh. I don't think
That might be the
dropped,
fastest BO2 of the entire, or BO3 of the entire bracket.
I don't think N-Dubs drops more than 20 kills across both maps.
N-Dubs will do his best, but
He's not enough to.
he can only do so much.
Yep. University of Maryland, who upset Tech because Tech apparently is struggle busing and lost starters, so now they got to move up the B teamers.
Yeah, Tech is really
I think
solid.
OKST's gonna win that 2-0.
Yeah, I think
probably.
I think it's gonna be the second fastest 2-0 in this bracket. And then we got Brown 2022 and UGA Black.
I think
Is it Brown
UGA
now?
wins 2-1. I think UGA wins.
I do think Georgia wins.
It'll be a really close game, but I think Georgia wins that 2-1.
I think Brown sweeps up the UGA boys. I think it'll be 2-1.
Do you think Brown's gonna go all the way to the finals? Because whoever wins this game in the lower bracket's going all the way.
All right, I'll say it like this: it'll be ASU
and Brown. Then,
and Brown in the finals. Yeah, ASU and Brown in the finals.
I think ASU.
Yo, and then it'll be Baca versus Uzi finally.
Oh God.
Damn.
Baca versus Uzi in the finals.
I would hate to watch them get railed in the finals like that.
All right, that's CA.
I want to watch Baca versus Juan the Swan.
All right, so we got UTSA beat Wisconsin, Illinois State beat Trine, UTSA and Illinois State.
When is that tomorrow or day after?
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday. I think I'm gonna
UTSA and Illinois.
I think I'm gonna take ISU 2-1.
God, I don't even know.
I know this is a hard one. I think I'm gonna take ISU 2-1.
You know, the sad thing is, I almost want to ask the question: is Snell playing? Because if Snell's playing, I think ISU will somehow win, and if Snell isn't playing, I don't think ISU gets even close.
I don't think he's on vacation. Isn't that what he said last time? That he was on vacation.
All right, listen. Here's my prediction: if Snell's there, ISU wins 2-1 barely.
Yeah,
if,
that's what I.
If Snell's not there, it's a 2-0 for UTSA, and it's not even a second guess. I'm not saying that Snell is the glue that holds that team together, but
I gotta go with my boys, no matter what. And then a winner would play STMU, who's looking very hot right now. And
STMU will clear both of those teams, but God,
and then winner plays Akron.
Akron is just gonna fucking dominate whoever. It doesn't matter.
Akron just finished beating STMU like 14-5,
2 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, 7-2, 7-3.
They just have some very questionable things they did. Like I was casting with Hayden earlier, and then obviously there were some questionable decisions, and I kind of wanted to hurt.
Oh, 14-8 according to Dougie.
Things. So we'll see what happens.
Closer than I'd expected it to be. So.
Hey, that's closer than the first time they played because they played earlier in the season too.
Yeah.
Yo, like asking Reddit Gold for PL analysis. Hey, yo, we're the elite Reddit. You know, we're the one they pay $4.99 for. All right, we got Cutstown and KSU.
I mean, do I even have to say it? Like, I
Yeah.
think KSU is gonna win that.
Nah, bro, it's Cutstown. I mean, they're
Bro.
gonna make it all the way through. They're gonna get every team
Yo, they got
forfeit off the transcripts, bro.
Yo, they got the freest fucking win versus Converse, bro. They made Converse fold, bro. They literally kicked Ice Cold out of college.
Busted everyone's fucking transcripts. That shit is hilarious.
That Cutstown or the World Eaters, unfortunately.
Kent and Wisconsin.
I think Kent wins that, just barely though, because Wisconsin has been trolling recently.
If Reverse is playing, 2-1 Kent. If Reverse isn't playing, 2-0 Kent.
I think Wisconsin wins.
Ohio State, NU.
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think so. And he's good, obviously, right?
Yo,
Serving
about to be in trash talk. The fastest I've ever seen someone leave a match chat after that.
Oh
match.
my gosh, it's just like it is concerning though for like Ohio State, considering they are like in a straining situation with half of them doing SCS now, and like there's been talks about Ohio State not really being Ohio State anymore.
Yeah,
or falling apart.
Disbanding.
So like they're in a weird situation, right? Like as a team, but they're such a good team that I think they'll just get through it. Like, I don't think they'll lose to Northeastern. It just depends, really. It depends on what Ohio State team shows up.
Minnesota GCU.
I mean, this is obvious.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
In my opinion,
Minnesota has the potential right here for a 2-1 win.
You think so?
I don't think it's gonna be close.
I entirely disagree. Yeah, I think we're just gonna run around like idiots. That's what we do anyway. Right. We run around like idiots. But I don't see us losing this match. As far as I know, it's full roster, but anything's subject to change. I literally have no clue. So full roster is me, Matembo, Italian, Smurf, and Cash.
I don't think Cash is playing. I'm telling you right now, I don't think Cash is playing tomorrow.
If Cash isn't there, then I'll either have Cheeks or Coyote phone.
That Coyote guy, I would rather have a terrorist on top play than Cash.
Oh my gosh. You can't talk about Angus like that, bro. Angus is my boy.
I don't know.
It's so consistent, but he can pick it up though. I think
Minnesota can be really hot or really not.
I don't even know who's on Minnesota. Not gonna lie.
Minnesota has what's his name? Is it Forsythe? Is it Forsythe, that guy? Right? Am I tripping?
They have.
His name's like Forsythe, and he's like a really good player, and then everyone else is kind of levels off. But Minnesota's always been one of those like
Nagunta, Vital.
Oh yeah, I guess I can pull up the face at roster. Hold on, I'll pull up the face at roster. I'll let you know.
Fraction.
Fraction or whatever. Yeah, Frack. Okay, so it's Vital, Speedweed, and Guntu, Fraction, and Hopeless AF. I think Frack is like decent, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's decent.
And then, I mean, the rest of them, they've always been like a decent like open team. So it'll be a match. I just think we have the better guns.
I think they have the potential for an upset.
I think they have all the pressure. I think we have none of the pressure.
I smell cap. I smell the whole lid store.
That's okay, Miggs, because my team's still in playoffs, but your boys aren't.
It's all right. They can go finish playoffs in another league where you guys aren't.
Yeah. Oh, tragic.
Akron and UCSD.
Akron.
How fast of a speed run is this match gonna be?
Yeah, I was talking to Matt. Dude, Matt was tabbing some of these guys on UCSD, and he was like, he didn't even say anything. He just goes, "I tabbed some of these guys on UCSD," and he just ended it there.
He's shaking, bro. He's shaking. I mean, he's doing his research,
bro. Yo, Matt is literally doing the elite scouting, bro.
Yeah, he R6 tracks whoever he plays.
His masters in R6 is paying off with checking R6 tab. Yo, UCSD only plays border. If you look at their match history, every series they've ever played
I was gonna
is
say
border.
that's the only memorable map I've seen.
I don't know. I don't know.
I've watched them because I think 2 weeks ago or a week ago I was watching Series 6 playoff matches and UCSD had someone streaming and it was on border. And I was like, okay.
Bro, they are literally what Converse is on Chalet. Literally the only map they fucking play.
How did they go 7-5 against RMU on border? That's what I would like to know. If they only play border, they went 7-5 against. No. I am taking UCSD to border. I played RMU on border and it wasn't even that close.
Bro,
I think they were pretty close to the Iowa as well.
Literally the only map they play.
It'll be interesting. I mean, they came out of a weak West Coast, so what do you expect? I mean, the
only
West Coast
team
was ran by the ASU B team.
This is already a little spoiler here. Fucking Davenport with the upset L on the STMU boys. The STMU boys, a sleeper agent at that 23 seed, the LeBron seed coming through.
STMU is just running this bracket right now. I'm just saying, I'd be worried if I had to play STMU.
STMU coming in with the LeBron bracket.
It just, God, dude, something like puzzles me about why STMU has gotten this far. Like, they should not be beating UTSA or Davenport, but clearly there's issues on both teams. I thought UTSA would have definitely got through them, but at Davenport especially, I did not think was going to get rolled.
Bro, STMU pulled out the LeBron card versus Messi and versus Cristiano Ronaldo and cleared both times. The 10 and 7s got cleared, bro.
Right now, that confidence is really showing because they're running through these teams.
Bro, they're prime. What is it, Villanova in March Madness? They're a bracket team.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, they fuck group stage. They're a bracket team. ASU and Illinois Orange. Yo, we get to finally see if these guys are actually demons or they're just an open team that they got bracket blessed.
I think they're the best open team right now.
Really?
If you ask me, they're the best open team right now.
Are they going to be in the Premier Quals?
They will be in the quals. I think the two teams that are going to get the automatic promotion are going to be KSU and St. Mary's.
Interesting.
Well, the teams that make it the furthest, and right now St. Mary's made the furthest, and I think
St. Mary's is already in top 8.
And I think KSU is probably going to be the only other open top 8 team.
Well, yeah, because that's an open matchup right there.
So,
where was I at? UGA and Tech.
UGA.
Yeah, I don't
Texas
think
Tech is.
I don't think
unless Texas Tech's full roster of Draco, Buck, Bait, Camo, and who's their fifth? Napt are all playing. I don't think that Texas Tech stands a chance at all. And even with the full roster, I don't know how far Cody can carry them. Cody being Buck, obviously.
I played UGA on Sunday for CA playoffs, and that was probably the most fun I've had ever in a BO3. Even though we lost, that was the most fun I've ever had.
If fucking like if you said it, their starters are there to play, it'll be like a 3-map series, but UGA literally cannot lose this because what is it? It's been like 3 weeks since Tech played with their full 5. They had to play starters in their CEA game, or they had to play B teamers in their CEA game. I don't see it.
So potentially, we're seeing a UGA ASU pre-show.
They had the bad signal for Buck, as well. And he balled map 2 and map 3 because Buck is one of those players that people don't think he's a warlord, but he's
Cody's insane.
He's 100% in between warlord and what was the other one? Premier performer.
When Cody and Canned were on the same team, Buck and Canned, that was terrifying because they would just run around like a bunch of fucking idiots. But damn, they were good. Like Texas, like it's like always a fun team to play against. I feel like when Buck is there, but when Buck isn't there, they fall hard. Like Buck is kind of like CJ, right? Buck is kind of like the CJ Chrome, of Texas Tech, and Bait's kind of like the red, right? Like a really good support player that can frag out too.
I'll never forget when he single-handedly clutched versus Akron in the 1v2 or 1v3 on Theme Park, and he had like 10 health. and he killed. He had 3 people just by dominating yellow and just walking through a rotate and killing the last 2.
I've played against them so many times. I feel like very good players, but if they don't have their full roster, they don't have a chance. So potential on the lower bracket side, more than likely ASU or UGA going to the grand finals, or I guess ASU or Akron rather going to the finals, right?
Yeah.
Who do we think out of that? Maybe
that'd be a semifinals matchup right there.
Right? Yeah, semifinal. It's probably ASU Akron. And really, honestly, I'll just be straight up. ASU Akron is the grand finals matchup. In reality,
UGA and ASU would actually be a good matchup too.
UGA ASU will be, but I would say that out of the entire bracket, whatever the lower semifinal ends up being, that's the grand final. Because the top bracket has significantly weakened up with the loss of Converse, obviously.
Yeah, here.
The loss of Converse makes the top bracket significantly weaker, and any of the premier teams remaining could go all the way. So we could go all the way. Northeastern, if they win, could go all the way. Ohio State could go all the way. Wisconsin could go all the way. Kent State could go all the way. The rest of the teams, I don't think, would go all the way.
These 2 are losing the next round. I don't give a fuck. This match right here is not favorable for these guys.
No, yeah, no matter what happens, either Kent State or Wisconsin is going to semis. Whoever wins out of that match will go to semis. Because Kennesaw, good, but struggle, and I don't think Kutztown's beating Kennesaw. If they do, good for them, but I don't think they do.
All right, now we can get into the business. Let me All right. All right,
bro. That team right there, those guys are awful at 22 right there. Oh my god, you need to remove them. A&M clears.
NYIT, bro.
Bro, they're awful.
Money.
My back's starting to hurt. I can't play this game anymore.
All right, so now we got Converse is gone.
That's so weird to see, bro.
No subs registered. That to me, that's just you recruit players, but not have any subs registered. To me, that's an ultimate blunder.
And Taco, I don't know, Miggs, I don't know if you were listening to the rare banger by Taco. Actually, common banger by Hayden, but he alluded to Mr. Ice Cold.
So me and Tango put a requirement because we discussed it before the broadcast started. We told him to do it at least once a map, and he did it once a map.
Oh, did he do it in the first map too?
Yeah.
So I was only there for the second map, but basically, Hayden said, like ice cold, or like an ice cold transcript, Converse's attack just falling short, or not Converse's attack. What's it called? It was
Davenport, I think.
Davenport's attack falling short or something like that, or looks horrible or whatever. And it was fucking hilarious, bro. Absolute gold.
Yo, literally, Converse fumbled the bag just not having subs. Literally fumbled the bag.
And they could have picked someone up as an emergency sub, I'm sure.
Not in the playoffs.
I'm sure, maybe, but regarding their situation, potentially. I mean, every situation's different, right?
Yep.
We don't know what the CR6 admins would have done. Solid might be able to provide a little more insight, but at this point, it doesn't matter.
Literally fumbled the bag. They had the path to at least be top 4.
But the fact that they didn't even try to pick up someone like Fisher College, kind of the other mini Converse that sprouted up, just at a lower level. Went and recruited people via Twitter, stuff like that, right? They lost 2 players right before the season. So they have their coach playing, and they have some guy who plays Overwatch or something playing. So it's and they're doing it, and they're not doing bad. They're on the top 25 list. Converse has, really good players that always play at the very high level. You think they could carry a 4v5. Same with what Wichita State Tech did. WSU Tech, the old Wichita, or was it? It was the old Revenge Nation roster that had that really big
Wichita Wolves Academy team.
Yes, yeah, the old Revenge Nation, Wichita Wolves Academy. They've gone by 1,000 things. They're kind of half of the Mystic roster now, the Mystic ACAD roster now. But that team, they played with 4 people and had one random guy that just played Monty. They still played decent.
Oh damn! I already closed the bracket, but I know you said Fisher pulled through, Dougie. But Fisher, didn't like for recruiting players and not making it past the second round. I don't know if you could call it a blunder.
Also, I'm gonna make a disclaimer before some of the fuckheads in the chat want to make some like baseless accusations. I didn't make these rankings. I didn't make any of them. So I didn't see shit. All right. So whatever the rankings are what they are. I made some input on other teams, not even on GCU. So that's just off numbers and facts.
The reason Fisher didn't make Premier is because we literally first rounded them in the quals.
You guys did.
We literally first rounded. They're the worst team I've ever played. Like, no offense to the Fisher guys, you guys are genuinely the worst team I've ever played. Like, I played on a lot of bad teams, but you guys have to be at the bottom of the list.
All right. Well, since we already addressed the fumbling of the bag of Converse, we got Auburn out of the rankings with the first round exit. EXO and the boys had the hot first round exit. They had Oklahoma State also first round exit to Cincinnati, who's 25, and then A&M, who fumbled the bag versus GCU.
I personally think A&M should be in the rank.
A&M probably should be in.
They're like sniffing it. They're like,
but yeah, I would say they're like the first one out. Yeah. You know what I mean? I would say A&M is the first one out. Like, they were not bad when we played them, but they just don't have the firepower to, you know what I mean? Like, we just have better gunners. That's like why we won that game. Like, we just ran around like idiots like we always do. And
I forgot who we played.
But they can beat decent teams. Like, they definitely have the potential to beat good teams.
We played CSU, Colorado State. Colorado State is like 15 seeds ahead of us, right? They're like 20-something seed. We're like 30-something seed. It was like what, 7-2, 7-2, I think.
GCU. They went 2-1 with Gaming Gators, dude. I've never even heard of Gaming Gators.
Isn't that SFSU, I think?
That'd be like San Francisco. That's like exactly like who? Like literally the Snoop Dogg fucking gif. Like who? Then you got UCF.
Baca wants in. Do you wanna admit Baca in?
I mean, I can drag him if he joins the list.
Baca's always welcome to.
Baca, yeah. Let's just say Brian's always welcome. He's a good guy.
If he joins the CR6 Discord, I can drag him.
Dude, where the fuck are these kids? UCF 2-1 with Wisconsin. They've been playing teams close, taking maps off, but you know we'll see what they do next semester because they're already out of the playoffs. I know they lost Jelly, who was like their longtime starter.
Baca.
What's up, boys?
Oh, you're loud.
Yeah, I'm gonna tweak that.
Let me get back there a little bit more.
Right there.
Let's play Red FPLC with you. You were not this loud.
I moved my mic a little bit up. Let me move it back over there.
Wow. That's a wild statement, Max. That's a wild statement.
Yo, Fisher with the hot 23. Yo, for a scholarship program, we'll see if they bounce back in the spring. But 23, I think, they can obviously play, but can they bring it together? Because they took a map off Kennesaw.
This might be a hot take.
Yeah.
Let me see. Rutgers, dude, their roster has so much potential. Half of their like B team players and C team players are like better than some of their A team players, and they know this. But like, there's like a little language barrier between some of them. But their like roster for spring they're gonna be pretty decent. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, once that little language barrier clears, I think Rutgers can make a comeback for the spring.
Yo, Rutgers did not clear ASU JV. ASU JV Elite or Rutgers,
No.
Rutgers fumbling the bag?
No. This semester, the Rutgers A team players they're not that good. Like, so, I'm telling you, some of their B team players and C team players are better. So
interesting.
But yeah, Fisher, a scholarship team, fumbled the bag in my opinion if they're not making it past the second round. But they at least made the second round. They didn't get first rounded.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck are they? Oh yeah, they took a map off Kennesaw. And shit, Kennesaw has been.
Kenesaw's up top, yeah.
I would say Kennesaw's been like a mid-tier team all year.
They've always like for the last 2 years, like ever since they lost loading, I want to say like Kennesaw has always been like a top open team or like in that, you know what I mean? Like just right below the premier, but can never like break in. Kind of like St. Mary's, like the last year, right? Like always a top open team, but can never break in.
I don't know how I made premier last year. That's just wild.
We got NJIT with the hot 2-spot raise. That's just
it shouldn't happen.
Let's go, Solid.
They need to get dropped, dude. I'm done. I'm done playing. I can't.
Bro, I feel like you're just stuck on here. Even the more you ask, the more you just stay on.
I know.
Here.
I know. Every time Nandon says to drop us off, we're like, but everyone else below you is worse. It's
expectations for me to carry is growing more and more, and I can't. Like I don't know. I'm not as good as I was, guys. I'm getting old. I'm sorry.
Old man. I think we're all getting pretty old. Not gonna lie.
How come fucking I'm gonna have to do it on the other window. Where was I at? Fucking NJIT, they honestly went up just because other teams went down.
They shouldn't even be on there.
UCSD, the open phenoms, they went up 4 spots. Same thing, people went down, but they play Akron, so we'll see if they're really hot or they're just a fucking fluke.
If they put up a decent little fight, they'll stay about where they are.
If they're not playing border,
if they're not on border, anything but border.
Their past few matches haven't been the best.
Listen, I know you're watching probably. Okay, listen, we've done the VOD review for you. Okay, just don't go to border. Everything else, you're good.
Bro, I'm at right now is in a hyperbolic time chamber, bro. Cranking the aim labs at like 300 gravity.
Nah, dude. Matt doesn't give a shit. He plays like League. He's wild. I'm always talking with him.
Fucking
crazy.
Minnesota been a sleeper agent. They're always like a top open team.
They've always been there. It's like Minnesota, Kennesaw, and St. Mary's are like the most recent.
I don't know.
Like,
putting them at number
teams.
20 is kind of wild. That's a big jump, don't you think?
Well, they smoked ISU though, didn't they?
Yeah,
was it Snail wasn't playing? I'm pretty sure, right?
No, he wasn't.
Doesn't matter. Regardless, if you're beating like an upper open team or an upper premier team, because ISU was in the top 10. Right? If you're beating a premier team, to like some extent.
Cal, if you guys didn't troll fucking this game, you tell Snail to get a better laptop wherever he goes.
You gotta play against us.
Honestly, ISU gave Minnesota the spot. This is not counting because we don't count Nace. But you gotta remember when Snail did play versus Minnesota, they barely won on map 3.
Oh yeah, because that game happened, huh? I remember that. I remember watching that game. I was like, bro.
We don't count Nace, but that did happen, and that was on stream. Trine, they ran it up versus who was it? Fucking
UTSA, no?
Well, that was on the last rankings, but they also ran it up against Kent State. They took a map off Kent. So Trine's still making strides. Like Trine against teams that
I think Trine was very close to 2-0 in Kent. By the way,
they were because it wasn't map 2 like.
It wasn't like 5-1 or something. Oh, yeah. It was like I think it was like 5-1, and then Trine just threw or something like that.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think it was. That's what I heard. That it was like 2 rounds from 2-0, and instead they lose. Yeah. Instead they lose 2-1. So yeah, so like Trine against teams that decently know how to turn on their monitors, they lose, or actually they lose. They show up and play. Teams that don't know how to turn on their monitors, they don't know how to turn on their monitors.
Why is Purdue still on this ranking?
The hot Purdue boys.
Dude, Bucka owns Purdue. That's all I'm saying.
Purdue.
Anyone owns Purdue right now.
Purdue struggle bus UT, and then they struggle against UIUC. Who UIUC plays next is Baca.
Well, UIUC has been pretty good though, like as of late, right? Nandon, you said that they're like one of the best open teams.
In my opinion, they're the best open team in Tier 6 right now. Like if you like
Baca, tough challenge.
Do you think that they're better than Northeastern?
Ooh.
Well, Northeastern lost to Destroyer, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost to Delta Force.
Oh,
they lost to Delta Force Destroyer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
did. The
PSU squad? Okay.
Yeah, and the PSU boys were ranked lower than their fucking main team.
Dude, the
PSU main team was ranked lower than their B team.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That is tough.
Vespa with the hot going up in the rankings because they played a close match with Tech with Bait calling in the Batman signal for Buck.
Yeah, but like, didn't they sub them in like after, and then they just got steamrolled after they subbed them in? Yeah.
Well, Buck went crazy map 2 and 3, so they went up, but then also goes to the next one where Texas Tech is going down.
Ooh.
Texas Tech right at that spot, right above them.
They've been on that fall down, bro.
Because they got the win over Vespa with the bat signal, but then go and lose to nobodies in CEA. You know,
Dude,
they had
University of Maryland, dude, come on.
They had to call up 2 B teamers and an A team sub to play that
Vespa
match.
almost beat them too, in the Vespa match. That was close.
Vespa played with subs for all the playoff games. Hey, we can't control rankings based on subs. Too many what ifs.
If you want to count rankings based on subs, I have not fielded my full starting roster this entire season, except for the quals. That's all I gotta say.
Nice.
UIUC. So this is that open team that just beat Purdue, and
I think they're nasty. That's all I'm saying. Those
they're
guys,
they're
We'll see how
saying
nasty they are against ASU.
they're saying that
saying
guy.
that
What is
game-
his name? Ah.
All right.
What's
What?
that? What's that kid's name?
The alibi player, yeah, I think his name's like or something. Like his U plays like
Yeah, they
What,
said
like AUH or like?
No,
it's just
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like A.
A and then like 10 H's.
they
What
said
the heck?
they said if they were originally they didn't know that there's no that Open played with Premier, so they said if he carried them to the Open Championship it was because of that guy, that he deserved an interview. Well, I don't know who he is, but he's making noise for them.
He's their alibi player.
Is he the new Spaz?
Let's check.
New Spaz.
We'll have to find out tomorrow. I will be
Superman Spaz.
Tune in.
We will find out tomorrow.
I'll be curious for how that game goes. Yeah, that'll be a good game to watch.
I'm pretty sure these rankings were made before
the latest match,
today, right?
We made these were made before the match was played. These were made. I could tell you the exact time right now. Where is the Discord?
Well, it does say that the last edit was 49 minutes ago, so.
Yeah, that was for something else.
I know.
These were done at 6:50 Central Time, so 7:50 Eastern.
Mm-hmm. Valid.
Literally right before you guys started.
Edinburgh.
Shit. Where was I?
Wait, from what I heard, the Edinburgh captain, doesn't he VOD review 4 hours a week or something, or 5 hours?
Yo, VOD reviewing to be 14th. I don't know about that one.
He better VOD review our face cam streams to see our reactions.
Yo, that CEA playoff
in the library.
Sir.
Brian.
In the library.
Bro, Boomer.
There's a Twitter post about a 5-man Valorant team going into the ASU library.
Yep. And then someone's like, well, why don't they just go into our practice room or the lounge? Because there's 12, 17 PCs, 18 PCs ready. Crazy.
They got cooked by Northeastern, so I don't. They're
actually they did not get cooked by Northeastern. It was like a 7-4, 8-7 or 8-6.
Okay, I'll put a little bit more respect on their name.
I was watching that game just for the sole reason of seeing what Edinburgh is, and they're a solid team. I mean, Northeastern does only have the 2 players instead of the full 3 like Brown has. So
I was gonna say, I think they have 3 goals.
It's a toss up. Yeah, something like that. I mean, obviously, the 2 players that they have are their carries, so it's it makes sense. But for them being super close to Edinburgh, it's kind of makes them wonder if they're gonna stand a chance against Ohio State.
Yo, here now we enter the boomer bust fucking section of teams.
The group of bust, bro.
Bro, Illinois State. I
love Snail.
They dropped by Minnesota twice or almost twice in the season.
Almost twice. They technically they went 3 for 3 on maps versus Minnesota. Minnesota took 3 and Illinois State took 3 on the season.
They went 3 for 3 into Michigan. Oh my god.
Bro.
Wow.
But they caught the L against Minnesota. That wasn't ranked yet. So you go out to penalize that.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Wisconsin lost to GC. What are you gonna do about that?
They did take the win over Trine in CEA, but that should be expected. But they fumbled the bag versus Minnesota.
Interesting.
I don't care if Snail's on a crap top in the middle of the cornfields out in Wisconsin, bro. And then we got Wisconsin out here. They are still in it in CR6. They gave a map to UCF. UCF is a sleeper agent that can like just play teams close. They play Kent, so they have a chance to redeem themselves if Reverse is playing. If he's not doing SES. But they literally lost to UTSA right before UTSA lost to St. Mary's. So Wisconsin catching strays because UTSA was catching bullets.
Oof.
Yo, then we got UTSA catching bullets, like I just said, because they got cooked.
Damn.
They didn't just get put in the blender. They got fucking like they put those little silhouettes at the gun range. As Leo Primo had them with like some AK-47s and just let them rip on Ton and the boys.
Damn.
Wisconsin did lose to you guys, but that was accounted for the week before. That was accounted over here, wherever you guys got moved. Right there. Where you guys went +3. Because you guys also beat them with no reverse. But you did 2-0 them. So Wisconsin's on the downward trend. And I know Bopa Jupa said that whatever, or Tyfry, one of them two, said that this is their last game. Whenever they lose, it'll be their last game. So Wisconsin's about to look a lot different in the spring. UTSA. So St. Mary's, they cooked Wisconsin. They cooked UTSA. They got cooked by Akron. Technically, they didn't get cooked by Akron. It was 14-8. I think is what Dougie said earlier. So they got a chance for a revenge because that'd be the third time they play Akron this season in CEA. Wow. And then they just cooked Davenport, which is not counted for in these rankings. Davenport was not looking comfortable. So actually they might play Akron for the 4th time this season, and they might play them like twice in the same week.
Damn.
Kennesaw and St. Mary's are honestly like joint at the hip. Kennesaw is that open team. They didn't make CA playoffs if I remember correctly, but they're still in CR6.
Aren't they in CA invite?
Yeah, they're CA invite, but they didn't make playoffs. They were second last in the group, I think, next to NCSU that forfeited half their games. They did give a map to Fisher. That's why Fisher's ranked. And they played the legendary Cutstown, bro. The World Eaters.
The World Eaters. The Converse Slayers.
Bro, the Converse, the leaders, bro.
They did our job for us.
So KSU, they have a potential to go up or really get fucking flopped. If they lose to Cutstown, they're a flop. If they advance, well, they got to play like a premier team so we can actually see how much they hold up or if they're mid. Northeastern, where are you at? They play Ohio State, so not really a loss match. But if they win, well, obviously it's a boost because Ohio State's been trending bad. That match actually should be streamed. Just saying, Solid.
Ask Tango to stream it on the main channel. I already got a game for the Bravo channel.
Yo, everyone at Tango in Real Talk and say get that match streamed tomorrow. ASAP Double Rocky. Where the fuck are we at? GCU. Klimpse had no input on this. I asked 5 times in the Dirt Discord for people to give input.
I literally didn't say anything.
So Klimpse had nothing to do with this one, but this is more of people moving down than GCU moving up. To be fair,
yeah. We haven't really had any recognizable wins. We've kind of had a free playoff bracket for like what we've had so far. I mean, A&M, they're up there in ranking. They're off the list now, but they're up-ish. And then, I mean, Temple, Cherry. I didn't even know Temple had a team. So
I don't even know where Temple Cherry is.
It's like in
Temple is a Pennsylvania school. Yeah, Pennsylvania school.
Dude, Vince, all I'm telling you is if Vince plays, dude, GCU's #1 team in my books.
Vince is always playing.
If
As
Cheeks
long as Vince isn't going to ASU or doing some random weird shit, bro.
Yo, Smurfs, come to ASU, Ohio State, UTSA, dog.
No, he just always goes and visits. He just like drives to ASU for no reason.
ASU is better than GCU. It's just a fact.
ASU's a party school, so you always gotta go to ASU.
Bucka stinky.
And then and you guys are still in CEA playoffs.
Listen, bro, at least our Valorant team isn't going to the library to go lose at BO3, okay?
Yeah, that's facts.
They're doing it at the esports facility.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. No, but I think
the wrong spelling, Migs.
Literally, as I was typing it. As I was typing it.
Listen, bro, all I'm saying is I think we very well have a chance at making it all the way to the finals of CR6 with Converse losing. I think that
the bracket
all of the rest of the games are winnable.
This bracket is straight coin flip.
Okay, yeah, it's basically the winner of. I think it's gonna be. Who is it? Oh, it's the winner of you guys versus Ohio State and you. So whoever wins that matchup makes it to the finals, in my opinion.
That's also what I think, really. Like I realistically think that Kent State Wisconsin are just too inconsistent. Yeah. And I think that the winner of the second semifinal game or quarterfinal game, whatever, would be the like finalists.
Well, the thing that's interesting is that did Ohio State bring any players from their B team? I heard that was a rumor, but I don't know if that's true.
Maybe, but I'm not sure if they're allowed to because
they're
competing in the same tournament.
Yeah, they're not allowed to.
So, like, you can't,
they're both in the bracket
because they're technically a competitor.
Yeah,
that'd be like bringing, you know what I mean? That's like,
like
renting a player from another school. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I know schools that do that, but
I feel like that match is gonna be. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a close one, but like I have to give the edge to Ohio State because, I mean, Northeast is a solid team, but they're also down one of their 3 superstars. So if they had all 3 of them, I'd project them to be in the finals. But since they only have 2, it's a toss-up. But then whoever wins that Ohio State match and then versus GCU, as long as GCU doesn't choke to Minnesota, then
I don't plan on it.
that'll be the person in the finals, I'm assuming.
I think so too. I think whatever out of 58, whoever makes it out of bracket number 58, I don't know what it is, but
all I'm saying is whoever wins that game, Vince is still gonna fuck them up. That's all.
Vince is the GOAT. Vince is the GOAT. Meat stick. Bring meat stick back.
Fucks, bro. Meat stick that GCU fucks.
Bro, Kent State at 5, they gave up or they smoked with Utah. Gave up a map to Trine because Trine likes to play against smart teams properly. They play Wisconsin, so I think that could be a little like
imagine if both of you.
That's gonna be a good game. I think Kent State Wisconsin is gonna be like a burner, in my opinion. Just because, like, as long as reverse is there, it'll be like a good game. Because Kent State has shooters, but like ever since they dropped Staz, their support game and like their info game has fallen way down drastically.
No offense to Kent State, but I think their only good player is Snooki. No.
Snooki and Crusade, I would say Snooki is the most consistent for sure, 100%. Like, put all your money on it. Snooki is the most consistent. Right behind that, I would say Meaty is like a close second because he can pop off, but he also plays smoke like the biggest fucking moron you've ever seen because he's like swinging everything. But like they have shooters. It's just, do they show up? Like Snooki will always show up. It's the rest of the team. Do they show up? If they don't, then they'll lose. But if they do, then they've got a good shot against Wisconsin.
Of the teams left, them and Ohio State are the ones that have the core that's been together the longest. If I count Jet and Casey with Matt, but Kent's core has been together for like ever.
Not really. I mean, they only were a team last year, right? And that when they started playing was last year.
Yeah, but it's 4 out of the 5 they had last year.
Yeah. No, I mean, and they got the girlfriend buff, so that helps. But I don't know. We'll see how Kent State does against Wisconsin.
I think that's a downgrade, though, if you ask me. Like, no offense to Maddox, but I mean, come on.
I think that Maddox didn't bring the support stuff that Staz did, and that's just me looking at it from like an outsider point of view. Like, I have no issue with either player or what Kent State did. That's their choice, but I think results have shown that without Staz playing, that they have certainly fallen off of what they've done, and that's because Staz was a very good support player for them.
Ohio State. And
I think there were other positions that could have been changed for them. Ohio State, obviously, with their qualms and their issues right now.
Doesn't Ohio State players play tomorrow in SCS, or do they play day after?
I don't know
I would
which
think
they play, but it's a best of one for SCS, so it could just be like they play that and then they play the CR6 one.
I would even say
I go look at it. I'll go look at the SCS schedule.
They don't do CEA, so I would think it's a Wednesday game.
I'll go look at the SCS schedule right now. SCS Esports on Twitter.
Even if it is a Tuesday game, it'd be an early game on Tuesday.
Yeah, more than likely. Okay, they play on Wednesday against Vipers, so that doesn't even impact them. And S2 also plays on Wednesday, so that means Surf should be there. Or not Surf, fucking
Honda Swan.
What's his face? Reverse should be there.
Juan the motherfucking Swan.
Yes, sir.
Juan de Juan.
They are still in CA playoffs. I already closed that bracket, so I'm not reopening it.
I got the bracket pulled
I was the last person they played, so
they play.
They play Brown next.
Yeah, so we talked on that like at the beginning. We were doing predictions.
Yeah.
So that should be a solid game. It's not going to be streamed because CA hasn't streamed a game all season.
CA Open will be fun.
When we played Edinburgh. When we played them last week, Perplexed was like he was doing some illegal stuff to us. That's all I'm saying. He was playing Glass the entire game. He did not switch off, and he was just destroying us.
All I gotta say is that Skylar Rush go brazy.
Dude, oh my god! I saw Blitz 5 seconds later. I'm full flashed, right? 5 seconds later, there's a Blitz in my face, knifing me. Like, imagine my reaction to that. Like, you're full white, and 5 seconds later, there's a Blitz in your face.
What the fuck is the VA? What the? Whatever.
But they should be Tech.
Talk about this later.
Unless Tech is playing their full stars, I still think they would beat Tech.
Yeah, I think so too.
Tech, even with their starters, had holes in their system. I just felt like some of the players weren't all there. I would say, like, chemistry wise.
All I'm saying is, I think GCU gets smoked tomorrow. I'm just saying.
Say it with I think you just hate us. I think you're just a hater.
Unless Vince is playing.
Listen,
if Vince is playing, you guys smoke.
Listen, you're the soft noodle. You and I are the soft noodles enablers, okay? We gotta stick together. I don't know why you're turning your back on me like this.
But
Vince is playing, bro. Okay, as far as I know, Vince is playing.
If Vince is playing, then you guys win. That's all.
Vince is a starter. Vince is always playing unless he can't make it.
All right, so now we got the two.
If he can't make it, he can't make it.
Obviously, Converse is gone, so that moves ASU to 1, and Akron to 2. There's nothing that can say otherwise at the moment. Akron literally hasn't been tested. They played UCD and then Butler. They play UCSD, the Open Phenoms.
Butler Bulldogs.
I know Akron literally gets like a freebie all the way to the semifinals for them. I would say so. I would argue that it's a freebie for Akron all the way through to semis.
They play St. Mary's next. I don't know. If St. Mary's is looking like prime Villanova in March.
Nah, because Akron just got done tossing them around against the fucking wall. So I mean,
yeah.
And the thing is like Baka, I don't think you're here for it, but I think that the lower semifinal game is probably in between you and Akron, and that'll be the grand finals game, really. Like, respectively, like between the two best teams in the bracket, that's what I would say would be the two best teams.
It'll be good to play a best of 3 against Akron because I mean we played 2 best of 1s against them this season already. One with a sub, one with a starter, full 5 and 7-5, 7-3. So it'd be nice to play a best of 3 against them because
I think there's a chance we could play against you guys in the grand finals.
I mean,
that'd be fun.
Honestly, I'm not counting on St. Mary's to be honest because St. Mary's is kind of back to your point. If we're in the finals together, we're doing it on LAN.
We're doing it on LAN. That's what I was gonna say.
I wouldn't count on St. Mary's to be honest. If they're playing, I haven't watched the game that was today. I thought it was close against Davenport, but
I wouldn't count them out either. But knowing that Akron just like decimated them in CEA playoffs,
gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know that. So
I think Akron beat them 14-7 or 14-8 or something like that.
14.
I mean, I think Akron has gone. Has Akron gone undefeated in CEA invite or something?
I'm pretty sure.
They had half of their games were forfeited, and the ones that they played, they won.
So basically, like their only true losses on the season are to us.
It was 7-5 second map. Okay, so it wasn't like a dick down, but
okay. I mean,
I don't care if you guys had a sub or not, but
I'm not
I still think
gonna
I
say
can win.
I mean, knowing that they beat Davenport is a good sign for them, since Davenport did go toe to toe against Akron in
all year long.
A couple of matches, yeah, all year long. So, I mean, Davenport's a good team. We played against them. I think we split a series against them because we weren't playing with the full starters. But like I said, it is what it is. Game still counts as a loss. But I mean, they're a solid team. I mean, they're more reliant on structured stuff instead of fully gun skill, I'd say. I mean, they're more coordinated than they are heavy gun skill, whereas we're the opposite. So, yeah, hopefully St. Mary's can put up a fight against Akron. It'd be funny if Akron lost to UCSD, but I completely doubt that will happen.
See, like, and here's the thing, like, for me, like, they play Akron literally twice. They potentially play Akron twice in the same week.
Yeah.
Because they're in the losers winners. If they win that, they play Akron again in CA Grand Finals. So literally out of those, like, to me, it's bound to go 50-50. Like one series could go one way and the other series is gonna go the other way.
Yeah, it's a similar kind of thing with us with CEA Open. Is we might be facing if UGA beats Brown, we could be facing UGA in the finals, and then are also facing UGA if both teams
And
beat the
this
next
as
opponent.
well, yeah.
Which I mean, I feel like both teams will.
But it shows
win in
consistency,
CR3s.
like across the leagues, right? Like the best teams are making it, and
Yeah,
playing
I
against
mean,
each
there's
other.
a lot of premier teams that are in CEA Open, so it's just like another, like, after we face Edinburgh, it's TAMU versus Davenport, so it's like,
Davenport wins that.
Davenport wins it. It's another matchup, but in a best of 3. Since Davenport was in a different group than us, so we don't play a best of 3 against them. But, it's fun.
Any hot takes? Because I do not have any blunders of the week. I don't think.
Hot takes. I honestly feel that. Actually, no, never mind. I was just looking at the brackets. Let me see if there's any.
I think with the way the game went today, I think TAMU could upset Davenport in CA.
I think so.
My hot take.
I think that is possible if Davenport plays as poorly as they did today, because I feel like they played poorly. Like both teams were electing to bring the ACSG on Maestro. Why? Why are you bringing the shotgun thingy? Like, he has an LMG that doesn't have recoil. That's perfectly good, very good gun. I don't see pro league teams running the ACSG or ACS or whatever for a reason, right? Like, there's a clear reason. Pro teams will run Maestro because Maestro's still fine, but why are you running the shotgun? Like, it just things like that are questionable.
I mean, not just that. I think there were more questionable decisions made by St. Mary's players.
Both teams had some damn questionable things. I wanted to hit my head against many things.
But I think the game just came down to gunfights, and I think St. Mary's just won their ones, and
Yeah, I mean, you should see how stuff plays out for sure.
It'll be an interesting week. I'm curious how things will boil down, because so after this week will be boiled down the semis and grand finals, right?
Yeah,
or does it all finish Saturday, Sunday?
No. So semis, correct me if I'm wrong. Semis are technically the weekend, but I think one of the admins told me for playoffs for CR6 semifinals and finals, is it a default time or is it just a scheduled time between the two teams?
Landed.
That's a solid question.
What happened?
For semifinals / finals.
For semifinals, there's no like set date. We just want we're giving teams like an entire week to like schedule it, and we'll schedule the finals based off of semis.
Because just saying, if for instance, like my team, like we have CEA. If we go to distance in CEA as well, it's the 5th, like Monday and Wednesday are CEA semifinals and grand finals. So it's like, and then also on top of finals week too. So you always want to. I don't know when everyone's finals weeks are, but I feel like Arizona's finals are always so early compared to everyone else's.
Yeah, when it breaks down.
Because we start school.
Well, you guys are like us. We start later, so like we finish our last week is the 18th, or like last day of school is the 18th.
Okay.
So like,
yeah,
we're kind of more on like a high school break schedule. It's very weird.
Yeah, this is our last regular week of school. Next week is finals, and then so sweet. All right, that's cool to know. I know CEA probably doesn't do that, so at least CEA dates are fine with me.
CEA losers Monday and finals Wednesday.
Hey, all I'm saying is this would have happened last semester too with the ASU CEA bracket run if it wasn't for us getting forfeited by the one and only UTD. So
I fly back before I can play in CEA final.
Warrior.
Are you guys gonna play with a sub or?
They're gonna have to play with Warrior.
Because I know CEA has the 120 ping rule.
Yeah, they're gonna have to play with Warrior. I don't think he'll be able to play in Series 6 either, right?
Yeah, no. Super Sub Warrior.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt Akron.
Not really. I think Warrior's a gunner.
I think Warrior's a good player, but dude, let me tell you, Kosa's fucking nuts. Rowan is a very good player. Very good
I feel
player.
I think isn't Exosa arguably the best player on Akron right now? Because
he's one of the best players for sure.
From personal experience.
He'll be in for CR6. Wait, how? How are you gonna be in for CR6 but not for CEA if you're already flying back?
It's the same time, unless they schedule it later.
If you're flying back before.
Oh, maybe he just assuming that they're just gonna lose to us again. Yeah, he won't be in for CR6. It's okay, guys.
Shit. No, but if Akron does not have Kosa playing, that will definitely hurt them in whatever match they are, because he is a very good difference maker on like the playing field. Yeah, I think you're mixing up dates, because I think CEA you'll make, I think CR6 you won't.
Yeah, the first time we played Akron, I'm pretty sure they changed up rules because the first time we played Akron, is it? I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Like Sosa? Is that how it's pronounced?
I think it's Kosa.
Kosa? Okay.
Like kind of COSA, but I could be wrong. Totally wrong.
So he was playing like support, like he's playing like flank watch, like Nomad and some other ops the first time I played against him, and like he was not doing the best. And then
every role.
See that. And
well,
then we played against him the next time, and he was like top fragging with like Sophia or something like that. So it's like
I remember Akron was doing like the role fucking switcheroo, bro. They were putting JetCon on hard support at points. They were putting Hennessy on entry. They were they were switching everybody.
Honestly, I don't even know like who's their technically true supports of that team. Is it
the true supports are Jobu for sure. Jobu and I would say Hennessy. Those are the two like supports technically. Although Casey just sucks at everything he does, but that's just his Casey, and I can talk shit about him.
The thing is, like theoretically, if you have like what Kosa just said about musical chairs for roles, it's like theoretically that should be like a good thing, which obviously has worked for them in every other game besides facing us. So I'm just speaking from personal experience, but
if you can play,
I feel like if you're a flex, having flex roles is all good until you hit that rock at some point, which I mean, obviously they haven't hit it in CEA invite and stuff like that. So hopefully we see him again in the semis, but I'm also not going to count on St. Mary's because you always love the underdog, especially coming from ASU. We love underdog stories since we've been pretty much the underdog up until this semester. So
yeah, well, I mean that's like what it was for us 2 years ago. Like we were the underdogs that just like were coming out of nowhere, and then we beat Akron, and then like we finally were like not the underdogs.
Yeah, and I think the only time that we had gotten like recognition from last year was like when we beat Akron and like to face it.
And then everyone called us idiots because we beat Akron. Everyone was like, "Why would you beat Akron now? Why wouldn't you wait till like finals or playoffs or whatever?" We're like, "Why not?" Like,
yeah,
what does losing like? Why is losing gonna be good for us ever? Give them false confidence. Like match fixing is stupid. Like that's not technically allowed anyway. So it's like.
Yo, shout out
I'm gonna try to win. I'm gonna try to win every single game I can play, no matter what. Right? Like every game I'm playing, I'm trying to win. I'm gonna try to throw and do any of that bullshit, bro. Wait, Kosa's hard support? Really?
Switch up the roles, buddy.
No way. Well, I know that Matt just calls Casey useless if he's on hard support. So But you know what? Having a hard support that can shoot just as good as your entries, maybe not a bad thing.
It depends, because like, yeah, it just depends on.
I mean, their entries are
Teams and
both
stuff like
very,
that.
very fucking good too. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like Matt and Jed have been playing this game for ages. They're kind of like an entry duo. They know how each other play, right? Very good players. Josh, a very, very underrated player. Like a lot of people don't have an idea for how much Jobu does for that team.
Yeah.
And then Casey, he's been around forever because he's like 30. And then Kosa, obviously the import, but a damn good player. So I'll be curious to see how that matchup goes. I think it'll be you guys and Akron. And I will be curious for like I feel like that is the grand finals match. Like that is the match of the entire bracket. If Converse isn't like booted. If Converse is there, then it's obviously grand finals. But with Converse being booted, I think that the best match is going to be ASU Akron.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a good matchup. Like I said, finally be good to play best of 3 against them because.
Also, what school does Duke go to? I didn't mean to ask you this. I just like random.
It goes to I actually don't know off the top of my head. It's a
Is it
community
like
college
Mesa?
in like
Is
it's a
it
community
Mesa
college in
CC?
Mesa. Yeah, something like that. One of the Mesa
Shit.
colleges.
Mesa
Nice.
community.
Something
I
like
was gonna
that.
say it's like MCC or something like that.
I think it's a different one. I got ping it.
I should have poached Duke before you guys could.
I don't think Duke want to play for private Christian affordable schools.
Duke might want to play against Baca and Co though. Shit.
Let's
play with the
see this
Giants and
fucking
play against them.
blunder.
Oh, is there a blunder? All right, let's see it. Yeah, bro, you should show the blunder of me acing against Tamu.
Send
fucking going in. I have it on Twitter. Hold on. I'll pull up the Twitter clip and send it to you. Because I'm like standing in the middle of the room, clueless as shit, and this guy just like let me kill him. Let's see.
He's just like hot dropped.
Grabbing this shit. Copy. Yeah, I'm putting it in the production dirt chat.
Is below from St. Mary's or
Virginia Tech, I think,
Virginia
right?
Tech.
Oh, it's Virginia
Yeah.
Tech. Gotcha.
Yo, this is a blunder from Bama and CA playoffs.
Pickle Rick. Oh, Pickle Rick. No way he just like gets the defuse right here, right? He just sticks this and wins. Nah, bro, that's not real.
No shot.
Damn.
Wow, that's not real. That is rough.
Yo, 100% paid actors.
On God.
Yo, roll tide roll, bro.
Roll Tide roll. I forget that that's what that RTR is.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Yeah, makes I drafted in general.
All right,
This is it's match point 6-5 against A&M. And our players, like some of our players' moms will watch the stream, like including mine.
Wait,
and so they're all like talk. And so we all call them by like their child's first name, but then we add like Mrs. or Mr. in front of it. So Italian's mom was calling for it, bro. She said we need to end this. So consider it done. Oh. Like oh. I guess. Oh my, the quality is impeccable. Nah, bro. You watch me whiff here too. I fucking.
Are you streaming?
Huh? It's on the Twitch channel.
I see.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh,
Rooney, bro, was selling the bag, bro. Like that Rooney, bro, sold the bag. I don't know why she looked at me and let me kill the rest of her team. Because if I die, I don't think we win that round. Like I think it's just because I got in.
Easy money.
Fucking wild, bro. I feel like that's a blunder. Oh yeah, and then we're singing like at the beginning. You don't have to play this. Fucking singing at the beginning. Like idiots.
Let it go. Let it go. Fucking backstab.
Yo, I think we go right fucking now. There's
All
no
right,
one.
I'm calling.
There's
I'm
no one,
calling.
there's
I'm
no
calling.
one.
I'm calling. I'm calling. Fuck the ying.
Oh, yeah. I was rewinding since I was
Top
changing
arcade, top arcade.
shit around.
Arcade steps
Top
dead.
arcade dead. You guys gotta get bomb. I have your
I got bomb. I got bomb. I got bomb.
Top yellow dead.
Bro, why is
this way,
everyone
this
standing
way.
up?
And Inishi dead.
Playing in the corner.
Where was he? Inish?
Wow. He's a caster.
Oh
my
god, dude.
He's a caster.
There's
Oh
so
my
much
goodness.
sight.
That's all.
Feel, don't feel. Don't let them know.
It's funny
how some distance makes everything.
Alright, but other than that, I ain't got shit to say. Unless y'all got some parting words. Klimpse, any parting words? They should still be showing up to their game. Want to mock them up before our SCS game? I believe this game is still happening. Because the SCS game is what, Wednesday? Zosha's on that team, right? Zosha's on the Ohio State SCS team, the collegiate team, yeah. Ooh. So you guys got Wednesday CEA.
Duke is playing earlier-ish. Like, I think he'll be fine for the game.
Oh yeah, no. He's just
for your
playing from
game.
home. He's just playing from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play Tuesday. Illinois University, whatever, Champaign Urbana.
Yeah, UIUC or USC.
Wednesday is Edinburgh, and then probably Thursday or Friday. I think it's against.
That would be Friday for CR6.
Yeah,
Your
that's
next game, which would be against
UGA probably.
Georgia, more than likely. Yeah,
Jawan.
that'll be a good one. That'll be a really good game to watch. You guys in Georgia, like the bottom of the bracket is like straight bangers to like end it out, and then the top is just Mickey.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know how Georgia's played recently. Like
they've been scrimming more. So
yeah, scrimming doesn't matter because you could be shit when you're scrimming.
Oh yeah,
on a game day. That's why we don't scrim, because we don't need to scrim. You hear it here first. The club team #1 doesn't scrim.
Yeah, I mean sometimes scrimming helps and sometimes not so much. So
yeah, it just depends. Like if you're going for a play style that you don't need to scrim much for, you just run and gun. If you have people that have comp experience, etc., and then you get teams like Davenport or I don't know other strat heavy teams like Texas Tech. I don't even know if they're strat heavy, but you get like those teams that are more coordinated than they are gun skill. I thought that's what UCSD, even though they're not gonna beat Akron, they'll probably throw some like weird stuff because they play very weird. I remember playing them last year in some CR6 or Face It or something. They just play like a bunch of weirdos.
yeah. Well, let's see or not. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, NACE finals. We don't really cover NACE until they get their format appropriated. I know this guy's asking.
Yeah, NACE is growing though as a league.
What's NACE?
It's
like another league.
It's like a new league. They've been in the esports scenes for a while.
Oh,
like
that's right. Yeah, NACE. Okay, yeah.
With the other ones,
they're starting to grow for Siege, which is good for them. Good for I think good for the collegiate side because like adding another league, especially with the uncertainty of Face It. I think it's good to see another league come in.
Does that NJ whatever
NJACCE or whatever?
No, okay, so that league. So Actually, are you still streaming?
Yes, I'm still streaming.
Okay, then I'll tell you after stream.
But NACE has UCC points, but they need to fix their format because there's no way you're given you. All right, you can choose what to do with your points, whatever. But to me, how are you gonna give your points only to the quote unquote varsity schools when a majority of those teams competing are worse than the teams in open? Like
varsity for like programs only.
Yes.
Oh, program. Okay.
And program
hot take. And most program schools are trash.
And programs that are partnered with NACE or
yeah,
like in their
I think
ecosystem.
Like Kettering is like the best one or whatever.
Yeah, and even then, Kettering's not in the finals.
Yeah. Oh, really?
If I remember correctly, Kettering is not in the finals. If I remember correctly, actually.
Wow, for the varsity premier, that's crazy.
I think I can pull it up. But
those are all bum teams. I think it's like Fisher and someone else.
Like no, Fisher and UTSA are the finals for the open, the non-varsity. Let me log in real quick.
That'd be a fun game to watch. Fisher
actually,
and
that's being streamed on Thursday.
Okay. I'll have to watch that.
Let me see.
I gotta watch more streams of these collegiate teams. I don't even know who's on these teams.
I did that. I'll do that for like playoffs. I'll just like go browse the R6 page.
Shake my
head. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
I take it back. It's
no, dude. Actually, deadass. My freshman year, I would like be in class and fucking pull up a file.
Freshman
it was so shitty, bro. Yeah, I know. I was so serious. I was so serious 2 years ago.
Team. Well, okay. The only good VOD review that I really liked was when I VOD reviewed against Oklahoma. I don't know if it was CEA playoffs or CR6 playoffs.
I remember
they did the exact same shit as they did on their previous matches. They were so salty, they deleted their stream before the game ended. And their coach was like just mauling. It was probably the best moment in them complaining about why should diamonds be in open league or something like that. That was the funniest thing I heard in my life.
That's hilarious.
It has its benefits if there is stream footage to back it up.
That's what, yeah.
If you're a good team and you just VOD review, it's collegiate, so who fucking cares?
Exactly. Yeah, I remember forever ago when I was like taking that shit so serious, but no, not so much.
So yeah.
So JMU and Kettering.
Yeah, so I take it back. Kettering is in the finals.
But I mean, Butler R6 went all the way to semis, so like
they were the one.
That explains the state of NACE. You know what I mean?
Bro, the number 2 seed was St. Clair.
Yeah, like the state of NACE, like the varsity premier, whatever it's called, right? Whatever their league is called. It is just not a credible league. Like, go get your bag and go win it if you're in it. Like, but it is not a good representation of any collegiate like league, like real league. The other one, the varsity open or whatever, is getting better, and better teams are signing up for it. But again, even then, it still doesn't have the best of the best competition. When you have Akron playing in it, when you have UGA, ASU, GCU, Ohio State, all those teams playing it, that's when it becomes like one of the, like when you have teams that are top 10 on the Dirt Report list, all playing in it, there's a reason for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a good reason for all those teams.
Yeah, so like that's why I don't know if he's still in here, but this is why we're not like NECC, same thing, because you had to be a member. I don't know if they changed it now, but even then, you got to do fucking placement matches. What if two of like contender teams, like say Akron and Converse, played in their placement matches? You're gonna throw one of those good teams in the bottom tier? Like that doesn't make sense. Here of notable teams, you had Fisher, Illinois State, I would say Columbia, Minnesota, UTSA, UCF. You could even throw in UT Austin and WMU at a stretch of notable teams. But even like that's like what, 8 teams compared to like 3 that I counted in varsity premier. And then the open teams, they win the same amount of prize money as varsity program, but don't get points. So like say Fisher, UTSA, whoever wins, and they had to play JMU or Kettering, only the JMU Kettering are getting points. But the varsity premier finals are also on land. So they actually have Was it?
I do have to agree with Dougie. With Columbia College is not notable.
They are the
They were only notable when they had Lauren on their team.
Facts. Justice for
That's
Lauren.
a fact. Yep.
Prize pool for Nace is $5K. First place 2,500. Second place 1,250. Third and fourth 650 or 625.
Thoughts on the land in January?
Expensive ass land. Realistically,
we good.
unless school's pitching in, we good.
We good. That is facts.
Like Kate and Stridon and Ton were trying to like do the math, and they're like, dude, for hotels alone is like $600.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like between just the entry fee. If you're not bringing your own PC, it's 200 to 250, and then entry per player is like 125. That's what, at least 225 to $300 within fees per player, and then on top of that, flights, hotel, food. Obviously, food's an added cost regardless, but like flights and hotel, like that's just expensive. To then what the price pool in like 10K. So unfortunate, but I feel like a lot of teams. It's just gonna be the same teams because in the Midwest again as the Purdue land. So.
But yeah, other than that, Tango's running our pockets. Not really, but I know shit's expensive, but that shit's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere for realistic teams to go fund it. Like if it was Chicago or like New York or like shit, even St. Louis, that's like in the middle of the U.S., like a major city. Because not to say Columbus isn't a major city, but from San Antonio to Columbus, because I went up there for work, it took me 3 different planes, and it took me an all day on planes to get there. Like,
yeah, I feel like if you're gonna count in like the teams that have funding, like Akron and Converse, but not anymore because not till next semester, or Davenport, Fisher, etc. I feel like you have to have a land in like, I don't know, like Texas. Like I feel like Texas would be the greatest place to have a land because it's just more centralized. Like you're not gonna have a fucking land in Nebraska or like the Dakotas. Like you gotta have it in like Texas and then
Arizona lands. Bring it to us.
Arizona lands great, but I mean that's
I think
the opposite
Vegas
thing
is probably like one of the better places to hold a land if you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
like,
I would say Vegas has
centralized.
direct flights.
Well, the thing is, like the thing too with like Columbus. Completely honest, who would want to go to Ohio in January when it's gonna be snowing?
Fucking cold, yeah.
And
dude.
you're gonna be doing nothing else. At least in like Vegas or like if you're going into a like in Texas, there's whatever city you do in there, a lot of stuff to do. Even in Arizona, you can do some stuff in the different cities. But like if you had it in Vegas or at somewhere in Texas, whether it's Dallas,
I guess it might be
Antonio,
dangerous, bro. Half the kids gonna go broke, getting their pockets ran.
That's true, but I mean, hey, it's a good lesson for these collegiate kids.
Yeah, dude. No, I think that would be like, I mean, a better place to go, right? Like, why not go target real college towns? I mean, I guess Ohio State, but I don't know how big of a college town, like, or party town or whatever, right? Like, you want to go where your audience or your players are gonna go, right? And like,
if they're selling the whole idea of going to
that's why some of these LAN events that I've seen like pop up are like falling so flat, right?
Yeah.
Like hosting a LAN in Atlanta, Georgia. Like, how available is that to most people, right? Not a lot of people. Even the North Carolina LAN, right? That CGN does, because it's kind of like the only like org that will do them, right? The Purdue LAN from CR6, that one, like, I think if you're gonna do a LAN for collegiate, it kind of has to be that north central area, just because there are so many teams in that area. That makes the most sense. But I mean, I remember, in the past there were talks of doing lands in Vegas for league finals and stuff like that, or for playoffs and stuff like that, doing a full 3 days, right? Playoffs for during the whole day, and grand finals and semifinals being on like the last day or whatever. So it's like, if we want that to be an actuality with lands and stuff, we got to figure out how all that goes. I don't know. There's so much in it. There's so much in it.
With collegiate, it's, I don't know. I feel like it's growing on a player base side and teams are getting better. But if there's lack of support from from developer or whatever leagues are out there, then it's not gonna happen. I mean, I'd love to have a fucking land in Vegas of, like you said, playoff top 16 teams go to Vegas, but that's definitely a far reality nowadays, especially since Face It had a hard time even announcing.
I remember that was a thing that Face It wanted to do. Like as far as I was aware, Face It was interested in going and doing all this. And I'm sure we're okay to talk about this now because this is all way over the water. This is 2 years ago when COVID started, or COVID was still going on, right? Like we were hoping that it was going to be done because I think the plan was to have some sort of LAN for like UCC, for R6CC or whatever, for like the Unified Collegiate Championship. So it's like, and I don't know if that would have been all paid by Face It or by whoever was doing it or whatever. But it's hard, especially with teams that aren't getting money and stuff. But if teams are getting support from their schools and stuff, and if we're able to host more LAN events like that, hopefully that grows the support from more schools and more universities. Because like we're a team, we don't really get much support from our school. Like they say all the shit, but in reality, we don't get money from them. We actually had to pay to get jerseys and stuff like that. Like last year, it's funny. Like we almost went down because we used to have varsity status. We used to have all this shit. We've gone down a level, even though we're like one of the top performing teams at our school. And like that happens to some teams. So like the more representation, more stuff we can get in collegiate, the better. So if we can get these LAN events, like that is good for programs. Like,
yeah, I mean, if they had like if Face had put on a thing, I mean, I feel like they would not be required to fly out stuff, but definitely like help out with stuff. Because, you know, what are you gonna say? Oh, you made top 16, you have to forfeit because you can't come to LAN.
Because you can't come to LAN, yeah,
but
like that's
because also it's worth it too if you have to chip in because it's like, okay, the prize pool is, you know, X amount of money. You'll if you get a certain amount of, you know, a couple $100 if you're a top 16 team. At least you're in Vegas, experiencing LAN, like at least as an experience with them.
Yeah,
whereas like, okay, let's go to
experience.
Let's go to Ohio and play against, you know, random teams.
Playing a one-off LAN,
yeah. That like
that's
half
where
the
it
good
gets
teams
like
aren't showing
concerning.
up.
I'd like to
be
see
like Ohio State and Akron.
I'd like to see, you know, if you're gonna do an Ohio LAN, CR6, I'd like to see a West Coast LAN. Because it's there's not been an event that's been attainable for West Coast teams to go through. And like I would argue that ASU and GCU are, yes, like the West Coast is weaker teams for sure. But I would argue that ASU and GCU are two of still like stronger teams, right? We're both top 7 on the list right now.
Yeah.
Right? We're 7th, you guys are number 1. So like although the West has an overall pool of weaker teams, there are still 2 of the best teams, right, in collegiate, right? It's like you want to spread those events everywhere so that more teams can get that exposure, that experience and stuff like that. And maybe we'll find a Cinderella team, you know, maybe SFSU ends up being a really good team on LAN or something like that. Or, you know, I mean, I want to know against Baka on LAN, so maybe they lose.
2-0 against Klimpse this season.
Shit. He's got me, guys. He's got me.
15 on the ace.
All right, I'm ending this shit. We've been live for a minute, over an hour and a half. I was gonna say a minute and a half. About to upload this on YouTube for the people that go back and watch it back.
Do a dual LAN, like